I really like the way this brush looks in the light. It's so beautiful. My precious brush. So welcome to another episode of me painting again. We've got the big canvas up. We've got the big brush out. The beautiful, precious brush. So you want to think like that with your materials. You want to be in love with your canvas and your brushes and your equipment and your paints, because then it adds some passion into your painting. So let's do something dramatic. I'm feeling dramatic today. Got the big brush. I'm gonna smack this big brush onto the palette. Ivory black. So the canvas today is completely dry, and the reason I want it to be dry is because I don't want the white to pollute my darks. Because when I put my dark on here, look, I want it to be dark. I want it to be dark. And I want it to be crimsony as well. Does mean we're going to have to work a bit harder though. Scrub our paints on. You could always use a bit of linseed oil or something. I'm not too worried. I'll just use this big brush and scrub away. So I want our dark to be, here. So I'm going to scrub this on. Crimson and black. Just put my palette down. Even gone into a bit of the Prussian blue as well. That's alright. So if you see any hairs drop out, just knock them out. I've not used this brush very many times, so some of the what I call young hairs drop out. So you could use something to make it a bit easier to cover canvas. You could always use a little bit of tiny weeny bit of linseed oil, or you could use. You see, I'm always trying to get away from using anything that's hazardous to my health. So I don't want to use anything that's going to evaporate into my lungs. So I won't. So we've got a real stormy sky. It's so stormy. I might use a bit more blue in this area, a bit more of the lavender and the blue. Lavender. Alizarin crimson. Something like that. Got to think about my horizon. I don't want it to be in the middle. Now, I'm a type of person. Yes, I'm the type of person that doesn't care about art rules. Yeah, I'm beyond the art rules. The art rules don't apply to me. Well, I do always think. The reason I say that is because you'll always find paintings that don't abide by the so-called art rules. Because the reality is, you can do whatever you like on your canvas, and you could get, if you brought in like a master painter and they did a painting and they didn't follow any of the art rules, I bet they still did a masterpiece. But saying that, the art rule of, not using your horizon right in the middle, which is what I'm thinking about, is a good one, because automatically that makes it a bit more interesting. But I don't want you to think, oh well, I have to do that because Jason said so. Because like I say, art rules, well, they're there to learn and then they're there to be broken, aren't they? The hairs are dropping out of this brush like a new wig. So I've got water here as well, so rub it in there as well. Mostly Prussian blue. Need a bit more paint, Using another one of these home bargain specials that I got for £2 something. They're 60 by 50 canvases, centimetres, 60 by 50. So yeah, you get a lot of space to do your painting, don't you? So what I do when I get my canvases is I gesso them. They're already pre-primed, but if you give them a gesso, it makes them a little bit better. I'm scrubbing this on. There isn't actually much paint going on here. Scrubbing, scrub. The fact that there isn't much paint going on makes it easier. But not easier on your arm. But you can take your time, can't you? Use your other arm. I'm trying to do this a bit quicker than I would normally do because of filming, it can get a bit boring, can't it? After just watching someone do this. Anyway, so I've got our water. This is our water. Get a bit more in here. So we've got water here, we've got sky here, and then we're going to have a castle here. But we'll do it stage by stage rather than going to mad. So I'm going to put in the sky now. So I might use another brush. Actually, let's use this brush just to finish off that bit of water here. Brilliant. You see, if I'd have put liquid white on there, my colours would lose their intensity. And I don't want them to lose their intensity everywhere. Oh. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I just make stuff up and just throw them on canvas. I'll try and help out the best I can. So I'm just wiping my brush on a paper towel. Get rid of some of that paint. I don't mind some of it on the brush. So now, get a little bit of this white. Maybe a bit of that red in it. On the big old beautiful 2.5 inch brush. And what we'll do, I've only got one of these, you know. I need to get some more. I love these big brushes. So what I want to do is start putting a bit of light in here. But not everywhere. See, it picks up these blues and these. So you can do all sorts, you know, in storm skies, because you get so many different variations of it. So I'm just blending as I go. Some areas like that, I don't want to blend that because that looks really nice. Trust me, it does. Some areas you won't want to blend. That bit I do, because I don't want it to be too light. Quite liking this. Mix that up a bit. So I'm keeping some dark on purpose because we have some magnificent light coming. Just go over that a little bit. Let that sort of seep in. Maybe I will blend that. That's quite good. Quite liking this so far. Have to watch out that I don't go too light. And you'll see why in a minute. Let's get a little bit of light there though. Horizon light. Okay. Step back, have a look. A bit more horizon light. Okay. Interesting, isn't it? This is one of these paintings. Going to blend that a little bit. I think that's straight. Should we get a ruler out? No, I think it'll do. Right, now what I want like some big rock over this. So we're going to have fun with a knife now. There's a hair there. So I might use some burnt sienna, Van Dyke brown, bit of Venetian red. Venetian red's almost the same as burnt sienna, isn't it? They're both earth pigments, so they're going to be similar, aren't they? Yes, they are. So we've got a big rock. So I'm going to use this dark. black, brown. Black and brown, we'll have some rock going along here. It's looking interesting at the moment, isn't it? Looking interesting. So what we're wanting is it to have a interesting shape. Maybe that goes there. Using the knife's fun though. I like using the knife, because you get a little bit different to using a brush, isn't it? And you get some different effects. Put a little bit more in there. Kind of got a bit flatter there. Oops. Stand back. Rock. So while we've started it, maybe we'll just pull down a little bit of the brown. Might use another brush actually. What we got? Let's use this 1-inch brush. Let's pull some of this down. Just pull this dark. Fill this in. About there. Something like that. This will have water here, so not worry about that too much yet. This area, well, that's going to be going to go for a bit darker, but we'll wait for that bit. So what I want to do now, let's get a bit of this yellow ochre. Let's go there. Maybe a bit of this Venetian red. That's quite nice. We'll see what it looks like. So what I want is like an old castle ruin on here. So maybe maybe there was two. Maybe originally there was one there. Maybe there's a wall there. Maybe here there was another turret. what if it's been here a long time? Which it probably has, I guess. And it's broken a bit. So maybe this actually went along here, but this has fallen in. So maybe there's a few... there's a bit there. Maybe there's part of one that's broken over the years. Bits have been breaking off it. Who knows? We can just make something up. Use a bit of the dark colour. Got to think about the lighting. So we're going to have some real strong light coming this way. So this side wants to be a bit darker. And then we can just put a line there just to show that that's different. So what I might do as well then, get a bit of the Naples yellow, throw it in this, a bit of the red as well. Naples yellow and red, and we can go even lighter. On that one side. What I want as well, I'm going to use this liner brush. So I apologise if this is too small. Maybe I can zoom in, but I've just got to remember to zoom out. There we go. It's a bit closer. I've just got to remember to zoom out, that's all. Maybe there's a window there. Window, oops, put too much paint. Window there, maybe there's one there, maybe there's a door there. Something like that. Something like that. A really simple idea. I'm just making it up. But maybe there's more. Maybe there was more of a castle. Let's have a look at the camera. Go a bit further out. Could we see one if it was here? Yes. So maybe there was one, and maybe they extended this one because there was a lavish king there, and this lavish king, it was like, I want more than one castle. Why have I only got one castle? I am the great King Jason the First. I want another castle. So maybe he made him build him one of these type ones. Maybe it's more red. Maybe they realised, well, what are these things? Bricks. Maybe we could use red brick on this castle. A bit like a castle near me. They used red bricks. So maybe they thought, oh well, that's what the king wants. King Jason the Great. We best build one. Whoop. And they did. then they used a little bit of Naples yellow. Well, they probably didn't. But we've got to play. See, when you're doing your painting, let's get a bit of white. You've got to play everything. You've got to be the original builders. You have to be the king. You have to be everything. You have to imagine it all happening when you're making your painting up. Maybe this one's further away actually. So what we could do, we could get the rock over it like that. Maybe something like that. We can add our light again. Probably a bit too much paint there. That's a bit better. Wonder if I could do another one there. Yeah, I can do that. I've got an idea. Some more of this light. So we've got the light coming this way. This front, we've got a bit more light than the back. It's a long way off though. You've got to remember that when you're putting all your detail in. And there's doors there. Maybe it's got a window there, there, there. Yeah, something like that. And then, on this side of the area, of course, we haven't got any sap green on our... Oh well, we'll use a bit of blue. We'll make our green, it doesn't matter, does it? I want it to be quite warm though. This is going to be the dark. So that was a bit of the red, a bit of the blue, a bit of the yellow. Maybe he wanted trees all the way along. So he made them plant lots of trees. Because he didn't want the peasants looking at him when he tries on his new robes. Yeah. Why else? I want to be surrounded by greenery, he said. Greenery. Do you mean trees, sir? No, I know what I mean. Greenery. So I've got a few trees in there. In front. Go in front. So his castle here, which is protecting the water. And then his home here. And he goes and hunts in the forest here. Yes, as all posh people do. So, let's grab some of this yellow. Cad yellow, really warm with the tiny bit of blue. bit of Naples yellow as well, brighten it up a bit. You see, what we want to do is create the effect of light. Light. So load this brush. Damn hair. Another hair. Don't want hair on my brush. Yeah, light. So we can add that light onto these trees. Just using the filbert brush here. Mix your colours, change it a little bit. So we want this to be nice and warm and light. Bit of the red. Let's go for some red colour. Okay. So also we want, let's get some of this red, some of this Naples yellow, let's throw it in this. Some brown. Some burnt sienna. Let's get some more of this white. Yeah, so it's nice and warm, really nice and warm. You see that? Oh, let's zoom back out, otherwise I'll forget. Maybe we can go to there. This is the problem when you're in a one-man show. Right, so we've got like rock. Down, comes down here. Rock. Comes down there as well. We can change the angles of the rock, can't we? I think I'd prefer it if it went this way. Something like that. We can change this. Bit of the dark. Don't want it to be too bright over there. Keep it quite dark over here. Yeah, something like that, and now we can want to sort of stand back, have a look at it, and think about what you want to change. So, one thing I kind of like the idea of is of a path that comes from the castle, goes along here. And you can see the indication of that. I kind of like that idea. I also think some of the areas need darkening, because maybe not all of this, maybe there's a darker bit there, because that isn't fully lit. Maybe this here is darker. you can start doing stuff like that. Start changing it. Maybe I want some green colour. Maybe I want green sort of here. Like that. Yeah, quite like that. Bit of dark there. Maybe there's some rock here. Okay, now I want, now, let's use this big brush. I want dark here. See how we've got this light and dark. I'm going to zoom out again. And maybe we can go to there because we can see most of it. A bit more dark. So we've got, maybe we could put in a few trees. Let's make another greeny colour. Let's get some like yellow and green and blue. But Naples yellow. Maybe there's a few trees there. I can just put them in like that. Get a bit of the yellow. You can do that, no problem. I think there'd be a few down at the base here, and a few trees here. I'm just using my brush. It's got a bit of an impressionist feel, hasn't it? It's got a lot of colour. You know me, I like to have a bit of fun and change things up a bit. A few darker trees there maybe. Something like that. I wanted to put a little bit of a rock there. Get a bit of the Naples yellow. Some of these rocks I can put more light on them. You can sort of move it around a bit to get different kind of shapes and effects. Yeah, something like that. Just move some of that green to make it more grass-like. Okay, now we've got this area here, so I want that to be more rock-like, actually. So I'll get some of this black, get some rock shapes in the front. Keep things quite dark on that bit there. Now I want to think about the water. Let's get a fan brush. Now we'll use some of this dirty blue. I want to give some little effects of water down here. Not too much, but it gets lighter. Get a bit of that blue, a bit of the Prussian blue and white. The lightest bit's here, where that strip of light hitting the water. Maybe some of that water's getting splashed up a little bit. Some more of this white, maybe a bit of the tiny bit of Naples yellow just to warm it up. Bit of splash there. Yeah, you can see that light there, but then it's quite dark again, so I'll go into a bit of this crimson and blue just to darken it off. Maybe in here it gets light again. So we've got some more rock. Got all that paint. Get a bit of the dark on that side. A bit more light hitting there. More sort of rocky area. More of a rocky area down here. I need a bigger knife. Gonna get a bit of the green this time. Let's have a bit of green on there. And of course, if that's light, then the water must be. So the water around here He's catching light as well. Maybe just round this bit. Maybe there's some water on there. There's a bit of a splash there. And then maybe here it goes back into the darkness again, because some big rock here, and we go a bit darker again. You see how you can mess around with light like that. Dark light, dark light. I could, what else could I do with, that's not quite right there, I see, right here, that would have light on it. Put that in. And then that would be a bit darker there. Yeah, quite like that. What I might do, get some dark and put some really dark rocks here. Just to add that extra layer. And I can touch a tiny bit of dark colour on it. Sort of a dark highlight. You can see that. Dark highlight on the tops. You can barely see it. Yeah, something like that. What I might do as well, I might show that it's raining. Have I got a clean finger? I might show it's raining there. And you see that? See that bit of rain that's now coming down? Well, I've got to say, I enjoyed myself painting this. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's given you a bit more inspiration. So, what can I do to improve things? I think I'm alright. I think I quite like it. Maybe I could add more water. Maybe here's a little bit too drab here. No, I think I quite like this. I think I'm going to go with it. Maybe there would be more splashes up against this, probably. I think I'll call this one oh, what if there was a few birds? That's a good idea. Some of the yellow and white, maybe there's a few birds up here. They're catching some of this light. Just indications of a few little birds in the sky. Okay, so thanks very much for watching this episode. It's a little bit different from the norm, but hopefully it gave you some ideas. So I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.